Welcome back to the Mass Music Morning Show. This is Shlomo Bo. I am joined by DJ Bo. And across the table from me, we have Mr. Dr. J.
Checking in. Good morning.
Jake Liberty. And we have DJ Chris Cross in the building.
Good morning.
It's a beautiful day, man. Today, we're going to be talking about a very real-life scenario, hopefully not during our lifetime, but the end of the world with a little twist on it. So if you're familiar with the show, we do a playlist playoff. Now, there are two songs. You're at a party, right? End of the world. We all know that it's going down. The newscasters, they say, listen, guys, it's been real. We got about 24 hours left. Do what you want to do. So we're at a party. Picture yourself there, vibing out with your whole team. But here's the thing. You're on the aux, and you get two songs. You can play these two songs. It could be at the height of the party. It could be right when things are popping off. It's up to you. What two songs would you choose? I'll start with the DJ to my left. DJ Vo.
Okay. I thought
what would you play?
Okay. First song, I'm going to go with Gimme Gimme by ABBA. Dude, so also, these two songs are going to be right when shit goes down, like right when fucking the whole world, like the whole ground starts caving in, volcanoes exploding. So I'm gonna start off with that. Do I have to play it? Everyone
You can play it if you want.
I want you to sing. I want you to sing it. I think.
Yeah.
I'll skip to the chorus. I feel like it's the best part.
Yeah, I could be moonwalking to this.
Man after midnight.
And then right when this ends, I'm going right into this.
Oh, he's going back to back.
Going back to back.
Okay.
And I'm going to, where is it?
And what are we dropping? Back to back is that's a bold
You're setting the bar really high with Gimme Gimme.
because this is the one where people are really, you're on your last leg. This is what you're gonna hear.
This is.
Sounds ominous.
I'm playing this right when shit's popping off.
Like a movie.
Everyone, you're all doomed. Everyone's fucked. We're all fucked. I'm making everyone panic.
You said I'm making everyone panic.
Complete 180. I'm gonna start off. Everyone's gonna be like, "Oh shit! Like life is beautiful," and then boom, this.
And then
right
Uh-oh. Scary vibes right now.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna do a complete 180 from ABBA and just go right into that.
Wow.
There we go.
That is nuts. But you gotta respect it as a DJ. You know what I'm saying? You take them on that emotional roller coaster. I like it. Now I'm gonna jump across the table. DJ Chris Cross, what are you playing as shit hits the fan?
All right, man. I want to play one of the most epic tunes of all time, man. Very low key, but perfect for this occasion. It's a track from Puff Daddy.
Ooh.
It's called "Come With Me," and we have a Domino's commercial.
Imagine that.
Honestly,
Everyone's
man.
like, damn it.
But the song, the
banger.
thing about the song "Come With Me," man, is that it was actually on that Godzilla, the original soundtrack.
Was it?
So this is playing in the background as things are going on. You know what I'm saying?
As the world's
volcanoes are popping, like Vo was saying, man. Things are, you know what I mean? Like
we're
you're
getting hyped.
thinking about everything, man.
Like, the world's ending. Let's
I'm
fucking
giving
go.
you Puff Daddy, "Come With Me."
Wow.
And the following tune, "After Everything," you know what I'm saying, is going out. It's gonna be a little Phil Collins.
Oh, man.
This will be the final tune
Serenade everybody.
As the
ever
fog rolls in.
on Earth. I can feel it coming in the air. Just let it ride out.
People
You know what I
screaming.
mean? I'm done. I'm done at this point. You know what I mean?
He walks away from the DJ booth like, yo, hits play.
Let that
I'm
play.
out.
Come on, man.
Ooh.
I'll take it there.
Hey, don't rush Phil Collins.
I'll take it there, man. Definitely, man. And this is what I'm giving the world, man.
Wow.
"Come With Me" and Phil Collins. I can feel it in the air tonight.
You know what? I'm not a smoker, but I could see myself on a balcony just smoking a cigarette like, man, it's been real with that in the background. That's a great choice. Mr. Dr. J, what do you got in store for us?
So I have my go-to goodbye song for big events, and I think it would just be something that we can all sing together and kind of, have that last moment. So I'd start it off.
Caroline.
Landslide by Fleetwood Mac.
Classic.
Just have that emotional moment together and say, hey, this is it, gang.
When is that gonna play?
This is coming on second to last song, right?
like in terms of the world ending, like hours before or right
No. Like maybe like everything's kind of ending right now.
Okay.
And I need
Slow
everybody.
end.
I want to calm everybody down after you got everybody riled up. Oh shit! I can't keep playing this. And then I'm gonna end it by getting the party going with who else but my guy. Yeah, right. We did that with a Kodak. Better yet, go to Times Square, take a picture of me with a Kodak.
Oh man, I'd be like, yo.
Give
this is
me
really humble
everything, Pitbull, without question, as the last song on this earth.
Wow.
That's it.
Classic stuff right there.
Would
Back
you guys
to back.
MC? Would you guys MC the crowd and like hype them up? Like,
Yeah.
Would you guys prevent everyone from
Yeah.
screaming?
No chaos. I'd
Give
be on
me
top of
everything.
a
I
car.
would let it
No, like
let
as
it
in
play.
screaming, like fuck the world. You would let them all scream and shit. Just go out.
Yeah, hype them up. I'd be on top of a car like, let's go,
Hey,
baby.
we're all going down to. I feel like if I was at an end of the world party and like everybody was about to die, I might not freak out. I might just be like, wow, we're all gonna die. Like just fucking
Cheers,
me not
baby.
working hard.
No more work.
Yeah,
though.
right.
I'm gonna tap Bernie Sanders and have him speak over the tunes.
This is because of the millionaires and the billionaires.
Tax him.
Oh man. Well, that's amazing. Now, I think to answer your question, would I rile them up? I would sort of try to give that that last ditch. Like I would take them on that emotional roller coaster where I'd start them off right, as if like, man, like, you know, it's been real, but you know, I try to like get them in their feels immediately. I hit them with this, bro.
Wow.
You know, a little closing time, right? Just so they're like, damn, like it really is the end. Like Shomo's giving up, man. What? Right? And they'd be, and I wouldn't really let it rock until like maybe the chorus. I'd talk over it, just like giving an epic speech.
Let them know that you're there. You know.
Yeah,
I'm not
yeah.
leaving you guys.
But
fucking leave.
as I'm speaking, right, throughout the course of the song, it's a sad song. I'm like, nah, that we ain't going out like this, guys, right? I start amping them up, and then I drop this right as things are hitting the fan. Staying alive, baby.
Wow.
I come in,
that's good, that's
I
good.
hop in a truck, and I just start
good.
driving somewhere. You know? I would have
First
to.
I was afraid.
And that's the thing, like
I
if
was
there's
petrified.
volcanoes, I would just be the one, like I'll just drive to it, and like as everyone's in the background, they're watching me just get annihilated. But it's like, wow, he went out in a pretty epic fashion. That's how I'd do it.
Funky. I can't actually see you going out any other way than funky. So
I have to.
yeah, that fits. BGs will do it.
Hell yeah.
And just shout out to shout out to the Congo. You know what I'm saying right now.
That's
On
such
a
a
more
funny
on a
answer,
more
though.
serious tip, shout out to the Congo. There was just, as we were recording, a volcanic eruption out there and loss of life as well. But it's
No
kind of odd.
way.
But shout out to Congo, man. You know, prayers go out to
Prayers
Congo
up.
right
Yes,
now.
sir. Yes, sir.
Wow.
Yo, volcano eruption.
Interesting that it just happened.
Yeah.
Literally just popped up on my phone. But,
Man.
crazy.
on
End
that.
of the world, man.
Yeah, end of the world. I mean, I heard earlier today, like, they were talking about the hurricane season. It's supposed to be one of the worst. I mean, it's hard to predict those kind of things, but, you know, looking at trajectory. So, we're in for a very interesting year, but, you know what I'm saying? We'll be together. We'll get good soundtracks, and we'll get through anything.
Yeah, man. Music is healing, man. I think
Yes, it is.
I think the year is on the up and up too.
It's a beautiful thing.
Beautiful.
Mac Miller. Music is a beautiful thing.
Oh, it is. And on that note, we're going to take a quick commercial break. We will be right back with more of The Morning Show. Pew, pew.
Do you remember Stone Cold Steve Austin turning on The Rock and joining alliances with Vince McMahon? Do you remember Edge cashing in the Money in the Bank? Or how about CM Punk beating John Cena in a sold-out arena in Chicago? Well, me and my best friend JQ are going to revisit these classic wrestling moments and much more in the upcoming pro wrestling podcast produced by Mass Music Radio, Smart Marks, baby. The monthly podcast bringing you the best of pro wrestling news and facts and opinions. Me and JQ have a lifelong friendship, and we debate each other over numerous topics of action in the pro wrestling industry. Check it out, Mass Music Radio. Welcome back to the Mass Music Morning Show. What an absolute tremendous playlist playoff. If I do declare.
Agreed.
Antonio,
Yes,
you agree, but do you have one yourself? We weren't on the last topic, of
We
course.
were not. I was in the green room. You were directing.
Yes.
I will say I do have two. I'll be very quick. Earth, Wind, and Fire, September.
Ooh.
And to pay homage to The Sopranos, Journey, Don't Stop Believing.
That's a great one. Keep the energy high.
Don't
I like
stop
it.
believing. It's a fan favorite.
Like, remember in The Force Awakens on the Hosnian system, where everyone in the Senate looks out on the porch and they just see the red beam coming down from the sky,
Yeah.
and they're all about to die. Can you just picture, dun 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 dun, dun. And then everything's all better until we
Just a
die.
city boy,
Yeah.
born and raised in Quincy, Poland.
If I was DJing End of the World Party, I think I would have went with first Down with the Sickness, Disturbed, and then I ended off with a big bang. We go Jaws theme song.
Oh jeez.
Dun it as the asteroid comes. Dun it. Dun it. Dun it.
That's so funny you mentioned that. I was also considering, when you die in Nazi zombies, like just playing those
Oh, yeah.
songs. Hilarious.
Terrifying, but all right.
Yeah, I mean the end of the world's a scary thing. In the year 2020,
just
definitely
as scary.
presented that with like, oh, is this the end of the world? It was a very shitty year.
Apocalyptic for
Did
sure.
not like it. Although I will say it did give us MMR talks. And remember
That's
one in the
true.
2010s.
You know
And
what?
the Mass Music Morning Show.
One of
True.
the
True,
early
true.
weirdest things that happened was very early. Like, obviously we started with COVID in March, right? About a week into the quarantine, right? I'm standing out front on our front porch with DJ Chris Cross, and I'm just looking up at the stars. We're having a conversation, and all of a sudden, see a shooting star. I'm like, oh, shooting star. But usually they'll disappear. This one kept shooting, and then I saw another one, and then another one. And then there was like 20 more in a row, perfectly sequenced out. It would come over the house, so I could time it out. I'm like, oh, wow. And I call out the roommate, Jay Nash, get out here. We're watching them, probably 40, 50 of these little, they look like stars going through. We're freaking out. I'm like, this is an alien observance.
Yeah, by then I'd already be back in the house.
And mind you, this is like peak quarantine, so everything was quiet, bro. Nobody was out and about. I was like, is anybody else seeing this? Like, what the hell? I'm with Chris and Jay Nash, bugging out, trying to do some research. What I think it was the SpaceX, I believe it was, the Starlink, which is this program, all these satellites. So to this day, that's the theory. Hasn't been proved or not proved, but very weird occurrence. And that was just the tip of the iceberg of that
Well,
year.
that wasn't the tip, man. You
I kind of skipped the tip.
you skipped the juicy.
You gotta take the tip.
You skipped the juicy
least.
tip. We went to
Juicy
Puerto
tip.
Rico in January, right? Right when the year started. Like, oh, it was great vibes, Puerto Rico.
I remember that.
Getting
Oh, that
drunk.
was ill.
It was. I would do anything to go back there. But then I knew this year was gonna be, or that year was gonna be terrible off rip, because then later that month, Kobe Bryant and his daughter and I
Right.
think 7 others
And cohorts, yes.
died in this helicopter crash, and I'm like, dude, this year already not off to. And that was in January, and then we of course fast forward to the pandemic,
A month
which
later, yeah.
which was
2
terrible.
months later, excuse me.
It was terrible, but
It's still going on.
and it's still going on, of course.
Not
but
as of this Saturday. Over forever.
apparently,
I caught it
allegedly.
like last month.
Alleged. Just doesn't make any sense.
No, go ahead. Yeah.
But things are opening back up, and it seems that we're moving forward, and we're trying to struggle back to a bit of normalcy.
Right.
In 2020, though, the year, there was a lot of negatives. There was a lot of positives. What does 2020 mean to you, Jake Liberty?
Wow. Deep question. I didn't even think we were going to get that deep, but of course, it's morning time. What better time?
Go deep in the morning.
exactly.
Well, I guess, like you said, like it started off awesome. Usually I end up working New Year's Eves. This one I had off, 2019 into 2020. My buddy Ben came. We had up with my buddy Presley, UMass guys, and we went to the Broadway. And everyone there, all the other guys, just the regular schmoes, just in their, like, button-up shirts and, like, boat shoes in the winter. No, me and Ben went, like, full vest, bow tie, and everything like that,
Ooh.
full suits.
And you
We
tied
did
that
it
bow
right.
tie, right?
Yeah, of
Yeah,
course.
what a good man. Good man.
Yeah. No, we just had a hell of a time. So I was like, wow, this year actually might, like, this is it. This is the year.
Yep.
Pretty bad news almost immediately. And then February, shit, something happened. There was just like a lot going on. There's some family stuff at the time, and then that led right into COVID. And then, like you said, so many pros and cons. So what does it mean to me? I guess what it means to so many people, like worldwide, it's arguably the most critical year anybody's ever faced. Like, it changed the landscape. What it means to me personally, I guess, is a year of reflection and growth, is like cliche as that sounds, like, but it just went from like the first few weeks were okay, like, we're just chilling doing nothing, to then doing nothing, and you're like, all right, I need to do something.
I want to do
but
something.
what do I want to do?
Yeah.
Now it's like, it's that you get out of that whole flow of just work every week and then not figuring out. So being able to do that, and then starting, back with Mass Music, like you were saying, all the new podcasts and whatnot. Yeah, there's a lot of pros to take out of it, but a lot of cons as well. I guess I was on the lucky end of having a better 2020 than some others, but overall we're in the springtime now, and it's on the come up in 2021. So something we can all learn from that is what I'll say.
I know for me personally, just now that 2020 is over, 2020 to me just seems like a rehash of the year 2015. And 2015 was going to be the best year of my life. I was young, I was in love, I didn't have money, but everybody loved me, and I was in college, and then everything just went friggin' downhill. I got single, my grandfather died, I changed my major, just everything just went to shit.
Taking
afterwards.
L's.
Oh yeah, all over the place. And 2020 was exactly like that. Like, at the time, little did we know, we all thought 2019 was a horrible year. We all thought it was a horrible year, except I reacquainted with Shlomo in November, and I started up in Mass Music Radio in 2020. First 3 episodes, I remember one of the 2010s. That was me getting back on, and I built a brand for Mass Music Radio with my brand of content, and we're gonna get more in the future. And we had Chromatica come out in June, Lady Gaga.
Oh yeah.
But for me, the saddest thing, like the most, like when we talk about how we felt, the zeitgeist of 2020 is just absolute hopelessness because of what what happened to this gentleman over here.
Burn bag.
Shafted again.
We won Iowa, we won New Hampshire, we won Nevada, and then
won it
South
all.
Carolina just shit on everything. Bloody Monday just shit on everything, and then Super Tuesday got really
No one
disappointed.
to blame but himself.
Oh, no.
What is it? Screw me once, shame on you. Screw me twice, shame on me.
I will say this right now. I will never vote for Amy Klobuchar. I will never vote for Pete Buttigieg or Vice President Harris or any of these other guys. You got one out of me, but you really just screwed this up. You
Screwed the
goddamn-
pooch.
You goddamn monsters.
Wow.
And those are monsters. Those are scumbags. And speaking of scumbags, during quarantine,
Oh, you're gonna segue to me, like.
oh
Speaking
god,
of scumbags, Shlomo, how was your 2020?
we'll get to you later, my friend. But I was just trying to,
I saw that
I was trying
coming.
to gap the scumbag quarantine life. I was living like a scumbag for the beginning of it. A lot of times, I would just wake up, do nothing, which is very unhealthy. Just to do nothing, stay inside all the time, drink like a good 12 beers of cold snaps because that was the beginning of 20, and just was not productive. Wasn't is eating very poorly. Takeout almost every day. I gained a considerable amount of weight, and it was just depressing. And you wake up every day doing the same thing. You're gonna go insane eventually. Luckily, though, with not working my 9 to 5, getting released from the shackles of the everyday work life of 9 to 5, came to find out, like, hey, like, stuff starting to lighten up. Let me go to the studio, Mass Music Radio, freaking start pumping up content, start doing big things. What was we'll go to you, scumbag Steve over there. What was a particular quarantine day like for you when it was in the midst of the shits?
Let's say like end of
Yeah,
April
yeah.
2020.
It was an interesting time, and I don't want to downplay it because I know it was a very difficult year for myself included, but for a lot of people. But all things considered, it gave me a much needed time to take a break from production and just everyday life stuff. Take a break for like a month. It was about a month, maybe 8 weeks, and just reevaluate everything I was doing in not only like business but just in my life. And I think that period of time was very important just for the growth of myself, this company, everything. So I took that time. I mean, every day was always different. You never knew what the hell was going on. Different restrictions, this, that, the other. There was a lot of fear in the world going out to public. It was a weird time.
Does anyone here think that at one point or another in that year, like, yo, this might be the end of humans? Anyone go to that extent? I kind of did for a bit, and that's why I was excusing myself, my bad behavior of like drinking and eating bad all the time. Like, oh, world's ending anyway. I can just, do what I want. But, we're still here, so.
I didn't think it was going to get that bad. I knew we'd made a couple stumbles as a species.
Yes.
And especially...
in office.
Yeah. We made some stumbles. Like, I remember the thing that like really freaked me out the most, and we're still kind of in this, is very early on during COVID, when they would be like in Iran or Italy, and then they just show these overrun hospitals.
Yeah.
Literally they had to pick and choose, like, oh, if you're old, you're not getting a ventilator. The young people get ventilators, but sometimes the young people don't get admitted to the hospitals.
So sad.
And now we're still kind of here in India and parts of Brazil where like, oh, they all thought it was a grand old flag and okay, but no, they just got hit again. Like, I know. Well, I've always held out that small bit of hope that we will come out on the other side. But how different are things going to be when we make it to the end?
There was one moment last year that, it was very scary throughout. There was one moment I just could not believe that this was real life. Was the explosion in Lebanon. I don't think anybody talks about it anymore.
Just blew
Seeing
up.
the footage of that explosion like shook me to the core. I was like, yo, I had some friends who have family over there, like just hearing stories, seeing like on like first-hand accounts of that explosion. I was just like, yo, this year is like, what else could really happen, dude? And I think it gets kind of overlooked how incredibly destructive that was. Like, you watch back some of those videos and it's just hard to believe that is real life. I'm granted there's been, Chernobyl, there's been other big explosions, but like to see something that catastrophic in a city, in the middle of the day, it was just like
where everybody's home too. Middle of the pandemic.
That was the one moment I was genuinely
that hope was at a very low point there.
Because we also didn't know, was this an attack? Like, what the hell just happened? Very scary moment.
It was Pandora's box. The whole year really was.
What?
Everything out except for hope.
Here's the thing.
Oh,
she's listening. Siri's listening.
The robots are taking over.
I always try to look for the silver lining, and I know Antonio brought up about, is that my watch? Shut up. I always, he said 2019 was a shitty year, and to be honest, at the end of 2019, I really looked at it like this. We moved into a new studio, we were on the up and up, had some new programs. 2020, as shitty as it was, I was talking to my accountant about this when I was doing the taxes. I had a pretty good year, all in all. I think it would have been better if we didn't have the pandemic.
Of course, yeah.
But a lot of it was spent restructuring things here and getting more sustainable. I think if you look at where we were at as a company at the beginning of 2020 and where we were at in New Year's Eve going into this year, I was very proud of the work that everybody's put in. Just looking at some of the content, it was a blessing. The year, like I said, started off rough. Throughout the whole year was rough, but I always tried to push through it. And I think on the end of the day, we came out on top. We're still kind of, like you said, going through some stuff, but man, as things open up, what last year should have been, last summer, what last year should have been, I think this year is going to be times 10.
Crazy.
Yeah, the MCU is 5 movies behind.
Yeah. Priorities. Yeah, we'll get back on that.
Yeah,
dude,
exactly.
We got to do they have so much lined up.
I know, but I want it
whole
now,
other
and I
episode.
don't want to get the Disney Plus paywall.
Where is Black Widow? Why am I not watching that already?
Because Disney Plus paywall.
Black Widow is a spider, correct?
And an Avenger.
is Natasha Romanoff.
When James brought up Puerto Rico, I almost thought he was going to tell the story of the spider that we saw in my Airbnb. It was literally bigger than a football. It was not a black widow. I don't know what
Soccer
the hell
or
it was.
football?
Tarantula.
American football. Shape. Bigger than an actual football. Humongous spider. I thought that was a sign where like,
It's an omen.
it was an omen. Yes, correct.
Speaking of football, speaking of MVPs, who was the MVP of 2020?
Wow.
Jake
Ooh.
Liberty. I don't think
So
it's
quick.
I don't think it's too close, but there's some in the competition.
For me, who really delivered the goods when shit was bad? And I gotta shout out Versus.
I was Swiss Beats, yeah.
Like that
The whole
program,
team.
like really brought people together, and like it's funny because they're still doing it, I think, but I think there's a lot less interest now
Yeah.
because like not everyone's locked up in the house and stuff like that. So that's me. Who's your guys' MVP in 2020?
Well, I think mine's a little bit of a cop-out because it's just so vague, but I think it's incredibly important. For 2020, I think it's the year of the revitalization of American activism because of how we saw the resurgence of the Black Lives Matter movement. We saw massive class solidarity, especially when it came to our workers and our essential workers. We wanted to make sure our teachers were taken care of, our doctors and our nurses were taken care of, the people who deliver our food, who make our food, who sell us our food. There was a mass solidarity to make sure that everyone was prepared to handle this pandemic. There was also, we were prepared to fight for each other because we're still kind of in this time in America where black people are afraid to walk around just because they're black. And now Asians are afraid to walk around because they think it's our fault that COVID happened. Ironically enough, the person who just recently had COVID. But I really do think because of a lot of our activists that we were down in the dumps. And even when it came to that contested election that we're not going to talk too much about, but I feel like everyone could have found a cause to get behind.
Yep.
Oh yeah.
Check the recount.
I'm sure
Check
things
the
will
footage.
I'm sure things will be different the fifth time you looked at them. But everyone could get behind something back in 2020, but also Chromatica.
Yeah.
I think another
That was
MVP.
a huge highlight. Really was.
You brought up a good point. As much as I'm very skeptical of the vaccine, I'd say that the scientists that were able to get not only like 3 vaccines in a matter of like 8 months together, like hats off to them, man. Like great job.
Well, that's people were like, a little skeptical of it because it was like came out so fast, but you have the best scientists in the world focused on nothing else
Right,
but
round the
getting a
clock,
vaccine.
they're like-
Yeah, so
And they've had this technology, they just needed a reason to use it.
yeah. Well, then you could start saying maybe it was all planned. They were just looking for. We're not going to go down that whole conspiracy
Yeah.
track.
But the medical field, we'll put a broad stroke. The medical field, the essential workers, the hospital, like people who are taking
Shout
care of
out.
the sick.
And all the celebrities that
MVP.
sang Imagine on the
Yeah.
the internet.
Oh, huge highlight.
We couldn't
yeah.
have done it without them.
No, didn't know. I want to give a shout out to Gal Gadot and all who contributed. Could not have gotten through without it.
For us, honestly, the MVP was the fans, bro. All of our fans out there was like, pushing us to continue doing our great work that we do here and pump our tires a little bit.
They
It
love
definitely
us.
kept me on track, man. Like just seeing the support from the audience was tremendous. So shout out to y'all.
Didn't you get Scoob in 2020 as well?
Oh, I got Scuba Lube.
Oh,
He's
and
my MVP.
That's close.
I remember because I stepped on him earlier during the shoot.
He's
but
sleeping
there
on
he
my
is.
foot right now. So.
Sleepy Scoob.
Now-
Unusual.
Now,
Usually that
speaking
man-
of Scoob, when are you gonna? The pandemic's over. Are you now gonna be bored and go return them or something?
Pandemic pup.
No, because I'm totally joking. But there is
Crazy
actually a statistic that was
He's got him
brought
on
up.
his hat.
There has been a huge increase of the past month or two of people returning dogs and animals to the shelters now that they're going back to work. And
Really?
and-
Like the last month after Christmas? Like that's how bad it is?
yeah, seriously,
That's
It's
awful.
It's always pretty bad there. It's like 9 months after the prom for these guys.
it's a problem. But you better not be bored of Scooby and
No.
you got
Can't
Scooby.
be bored of
You got
Scooby.
Scooby out of love.
I love this dog, man. My
Yeah.
mom asked me today, I was like petting him, and she's like, oh, like, do you ever get frustrated, like, if you want to go somewhere, you have to kind of, I'm like, honestly, for as many times I'm like, I have to, if I have a meeting or whatever, I have to figure out what's going to happen with him. For all the, like, I guess you could call it, like, stress or worry that I put on that, the amount of joy that I get from just seeing him and being around him is 1,000 times over. Like, would not trade it for anything.
Would
my
you get
man.
a second scoop?
Yeah, we'll get a second scoop. I'd love him
Yeah,
to have
freaking
puppies.
right, dude.
Not right this second, bro. He's still a puppy getting into, but like, you know, couple
Almost his
years.
birthday coming up.
Yes, it is. Happy
You know
birthday,
we'll be
Scoob.
streaming for that.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. Happy birthday,
Whole
school.
DJ event.
Man, we're gonna get down.
We'll talk about it.
Some new merch.
Ooh, we definitely gotta get some summer merch for the people. Stay tuned for that.
Absolutely. You want to sign us off?
I would
No.
love to. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you follow all of our social media accounts. Stay tuned for the morning show on Twitter, Instagram. We're on Facebook too, you know what I'm saying? Hit us on all social media platforms. And until next time, have a wonderful day.